My name is Courtney Eberhardy, and I'm a park ranger here at Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve. Wrangell St. Elias is a truly vast and wild place offering an amazing opportunity for adventure. Hiking here in Wrangell St. Elias requires significant skill and experience. Here there are very few maintained trails, but backcountry adventures abound. Venturing into the Alaskan backcountry, you will find a variety of risks, such as unmarked terrain and the possibility of bear or other wildlife encounters. The likelihood of meeting another person traveling through the backcountry is highly unlikely. The remote nature of the park means access is difficult and rescue can be hours or even days away. Proper preparation, as well as knowledge of safe backcountry travel techniques, is a must. With enough preparation and vigilance in the field, you will be rewarded with an utterly unforgettable experience. Packing. The weather here in Alaska is ever-changing, so prepare for rain, cold, and even heat. As the saying goes in Alaska, there is no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Dress in layers and choose fabrics that will not absorb water and will keep you warm when wet, such as wool and synthetic materials. Bear-resistant food containers are required in Wrangell St. Elias. You may provide your own, but if you do not have one, they can be checked out for free from Park Service Visitor Centers. Note that a deposit is required. We recommend the following items when headed out into the backcountry: sturdy boots, rain gear, tent, sleeping bag, hat, sunglasses, gloves, sunscreen, layered clothing, map, compass, knife, communication device, signal mirror, light, fire starter, a GPS with extra batteries, first aid kit, water purification, stove and cookware, a pack cover for your backpack, and dry bags or garbage bags to protect items inside the pack from becoming wet. Bear deterrent, such as bear spray, is highly recommended. Please note, if you are carrying bear spray or a firearm, you must inform your air taxi operator prior to your flight. Make a list of your necessary items and be sure that nothing is left behind. Prior to departure, be sure to check for an updated weather forecast and current conditions of the area you will be traveling in. Be prepared to be flexible in case weather and conditions call for a change of plans. Inform others of your departure. You are now set for adventure. When traveling in the backcountry, questions such as, "Where am I? What direction am I going? What is the best and safest route?" should be considered on a regular basis. Take time frequently to consult your map to identify landmarks in your area and choose the best and safest routes.
Road right there, and eventually we'll kind of head up the trail and across the Root Glacier. So that's the big glacier that forms the staircase I spot up there.
Open spaces are best. In general, the areas above treeline, 3,000 feet or above, afford the easiest hiking and best views. Gravel bars along stream and riverbeds are also a good durable surface and a great place for hiking. Traveling in those open spaces helps you to keep landmarks in sight and also lessens the chances of disturbing wildlife, especially startling a bear. If you have to hike in an area with thick brush, travel cautiously, being sure to make plenty of noise.
Coming out.
Call out frequently.
On the trail. Coming through.
Making noise will alert bears of your presence, lessening the chances of a surprise encounter. If this is your first time traveling in bear country, or you have any questions at all, prior to your departure, inquire with Park Service Visitor Center staff, or watch the bear safety video available on the internet at www.nps.gov/WRST. Or you can watch it in person at the Visitor Center. While hiking in the wilds of Wrangell St. Elias, help to preserve the pristine character of the place by practicing a leave-no-trace hiking ethic. Choose durable surfaces for hiking, and when traveling in fragile areas such as alpine tundra or dry ice flats, spread out so as not to make social trails. Observe wildlife at a distance for the sake of the animal and for your own safety. Here at Wrangell St. Elias, there are many parcels of private property found within the public lands. Always respect the rights of these property owners and never cross private property without prior permission. Consult your map frequently for land status. When setting up camp for the evening, continue to observe the leave no trace ethic. Choose a durable surface for camping and camp at least 200 feet from lakes and streams. Here at Wrangell St. Elias, we ask that you set up your camp in a triangular fashion with your tent, cook site, and food storage site, each 100 yards apart. If you packed it in, you must pack it out. Inspect your campsite for trash or spilled foods. Pack out all trash, leftover food, and litter. For a low-impact campsite, using a cook stove is best. However, if you decide to build a fire, choose an area of low impact, such as gravel bars along riverbeds. Never leave your fire unattended, and all firewood must come from dead and downed trees. Because there are very few maintained trails within the park, travel through dense brush, along steep scree slopes, and across fast and cold glacial streams and rivers should be expected. GPS devices are a wonderful navigation tool, but remember that technology always can fail. Batteries die, and devices can get wet or ruined. Because of this, possession of a map and compass and the skills to read them are essential. If a stream or river crossing seems too risky, it probably is. Remember, always be willing to turn back or wait for a more suitable time if a crossing appears too dangerous. Choose the safest place and method to cross. The widest or most braided portion of the channel is usually the most shallow. Straight channels usually exhibit uniform flow, while bends often reveal deep cut banks and swift water on the outside edge. Water has less momentum on level ground than when flowing down an incline. If you cannot see the bottom, toss rocks into the stream and listen to the sound that they make. This will help you to estimate the depth of water in the area where you hope to cross. If hiking solo, use a hiking stick or sturdy tree branch held upstream to create a more stable 3-point stance. Move only one point of contact at a time. 2 or more hikers should cross as a team to help support one another. Face upstream with the upstream person supported by those behind. Hold on to one another and move in unison, with the person in front communicating to those behind. Have a plan in place for a retreat if the crossing proves too difficult. In deep water, techniques such as the triangle method or V method work well. These hikers are demonstrating the V method. Have the largest, strongest member take the lead while other people in the group grip each other's shoulders or packs and work their way across in unison. Protect your feet. Never cross in bare feet. Wear boots or bring extra shoes for crossings. Move 1 foot at a time, sliding it across the bottom. Unclip waist and sternum straps on packs to expedite removal in the event of a fall. Never cross upstream of swift water or hazards in the river, such as debris, waterfalls, or down logs or branches. Choose a place to cross where if you fall, the current will take you to a shallow gravel bar. Should you accidentally fall, try to control the fall to land on your back and not your knees to avoid injury. Quickly remove your pack and hold it out in front of you, and work your way to a shallow area out of the current. Proper planning, preparedness, safe hiking techniques, and a leave no trace land ethic are essential components of a safe and enjoyable time in the backcountry. However, there are times when true emergencies occur. In the case of a real emergency, have the following information prepared before calling. Have your exact location, the nature of the incident, and what kind of help you need. Help can be reached by calling the National Park Service Alaska Regional Communication Center at 907-683-9555 or the Alaska State Troopers at 907-352-5401. We here at Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve wish you a wonderful and safe experience in one of the last great wilderness areas in North America.